I might Steven after the show. He gonna come back to work with a magical glow, but...
Late-night television, a cornerstone of American entertainment, has long been more than just a series of shows. It's a cultural phenomenon. Over the decades, these nightly programs have morphed into a touchstone of unpredictability, showcasing celebrities, comedians, and the occasional wild card moments that leave the nation buzzing the next morning. Whether it's a heartwarming interview, a controversial statement, or a spontaneous act of rebellion, late-night TV has proven time and again of its uncanny ability to deliver the unexpected. As we explore some of the most jaw-dropping moments from its rich history, prepare to be amazed, amused, and occasionally downright shocked. Join us for the craziest moments in late-night TV history.
To explore this a little. Why? Because you thought I was
an ass.
The wild side of Drew Barrymore. The world of late-night television has witnessed countless surprises, but few have managed to leave an impression quite as amazing as Drew Barrymore's unexpected moment on David Letterman's stage. Barrymore, the bubbly actress with a lineage of Hollywood royalty, shocked the world during her appearance on The Late Show, making headlines and water-cooler discussions the very next day. But what led to that wild instance? Drew Barrymore, with her cherubic curls and contagious smile, began her journey in Hollywood at a tender age. As a child actress, she swiftly climbed from fame with her role in E.T., the Extraterrestrial, but like many child actors, that swift rise would come with pitfalls. The Hollywood scene exposed Barrymore to the wild side of life way too early, and before she was even a teenager, she had found herself spiraling into a world of drugs and alcohol, leading her to rehabilitation multiple times. These early tumultuous years had forged a public image of Barrymore as a rebel, a free spirit, unafraid to break the conventions. The 90s were a particularly significant time of shaping Barrymore's bad girl image. It was a time when she had basked in a rebellious persona, with tabloids eagerly documenting her every move. Her friend and mentor Steven Spielberg even tried to intervene after she posed nude for Playboy. However, she, being the unyielding spirit she was, didn't seem keen on immediate transformation. One cannot discuss Barrymore's wild antics without revisiting that iconic night in 1995 at the Blue Angel nightclub in New York City. That evening, she took the stage, adopting an alter ego named Lolita, and as her friend delivered his comic act, she, drawn by a sudden urge, began dancing, slowly stripping her clothes piece by piece. This spontaneous act, though entertaining for the audience, who was present, went well beyond the nightclub's walls. The news would reach David Letterman's team, setting the stage for one of the most memorable moments in late-night TV history. As Barrymore appeared as a guest on the show, not long after the Blue Angel incident, the expectation was for a lighthearted discussion about her performance. However, Barrymore, ever the unpredictable spirit, had other plans. Dressed in the guise of her Lolita persona, she chatted breezily with Letterman about the nightclub performance. The atmosphere was light and playful, but what happened next was entirely unexpected. In a move that Barrymore herself would later describe as uncalculated silliness, she suddenly found herself on top of Letterman's desk, and in a swift motion she lifted her top, flashing the late-night host in a manner where the audience couldn't catch a full view. The studio, for one split moment, was engulfed in stunned silence. Letterman, ever the professional, threw his head back in laughter, diffusing the tension. In the aftermath, while the world was buzzing with discussions and debates over her audacious act, the actress herself saw it in a different light. To her, it was more than just a controversial TV moment. It was symbolic, a swan song of her wild years, and in subsequent interviews, Barrymore referred to the incident as a moment of freedom, signaling the end of an era for her. True to her word, she had gradually transitioned, choosing roles that displayed her acting prowess, while distancing herself from the rebellious image that had once defined her. While that episode on The Letterman Show would remain etched in television history, it also serves as a reminder that behind the veneer of the wild child was a young woman navigating the pressures of fame, making choices, sometimes impulsive, but always authentic to her spirit. Drew Barrymore's journey, marked by highs and lows, continues to inspire, teaching the world that reinvention is always possible, no matter how wild the past. The intimate side of interviews. Late-night television, with its mixture of humor, celebrity interviews, and often spontaneous interactions, has given viewers a front-row seat to some of the most unexpected moments in entertainment. While some stars use the platform to promote their latest work, others will treat it as a space to express their authentic selves, sometimes leading to surprises that leave both the host and the audience in disbelief. Take, for instance, the late Larry King, a legendary interviewer known for his calm demeanor and straightforward questions, and over the years, King has had the privilege of conversing with a multitude of stars from various domains, extracting anecdotes and insights in his unique style. However, of all the interviews that King conducted, one stands out for its sheer unpredictability: his rendezvous with Marlon Brando. In 1994, Larry King visited Marlon Brando at his private LA residence for what was expected to be a standard interview. The backdrop was set with Brando needing to fulfill a contract stipulation which required him to promote his recent book, Songs My Mother Taught Me. The choice of Larry King Live was deliberate. Brando viewed King as a forthright, sincere, direct, and unexploitative person. Before the actual interview, though, he requested a personal lunch with King, setting the stage for their forthcoming televised interaction. The conversation on Larry King Live was anything but conventional. Brando, known for his intense on-screen performances, was in a playful mood, and as the interview made progress, viewers would witness Brando's feet propped up, his interruptions, and even a duet between the two. But the most memorable moment was undeniably the unexpected kiss that Brando planted on King's lips. It wasn't a mere peck, but a genuine lingering kiss, and it left both the audience and King flabbergasted. For days, it would be the talk of the town, and even years later, King often mentioned that unforgettable moment, hinting at its profound impact on him. While Brando's kiss took everyone by surprise, another late-night TV incident had viewers questioning the very nature of celebrity interviews. Enter Crispin Glover. Best known for his role as George McFly in the iconic Back to the Future series, Glover's appearance on David Letterman's show is still remembered, not for its promotional value, but for its sheer peculiarity. From the outset, Glover's behavior was unconventional. Appearing in a wig and platform shoes, his demeanor would be erratic, and his conversation seemed to oscillate between coherence and chaos. As Letterman tried navigating the unpredictable waters of the interview, Glover suddenly challenged him to an arm wrestling contest, followed by an impromptu display of his physical prowess. But the crescendo would be reached when, out of the blue, Glover executed a roundhouse kick that came alarmingly close to Letterman's head. This unexpected action would promptly swift an ending to the interview, leaving viewers and Letterman bewildered. Subsequent speculations would suggest that Glover's bizarre behavior was part of a character act from an upcoming film, but Glover himself maintaining an air of mystery around the incident, the true motivations behind his actions remaining a topic of debate even today. Both Brando's intimate gesture and Glover's erratic appearance underline the unpredictability that late-night TV brings. In an age of rehearsed answers and PR-driven responses, such moments stand out, reminding viewers of the human side of celebrities, their quirks, passions, and impulses. And whether it's an unexpected kiss or a kick, late-night TV ensures that the line between personal revelations and public entertainment remains tantalizingly blurred. Uncomfortable realities and awkwardness. The allure of late-night television often lies in its unscripted moments, where the fine line between professionalism and personal sentiment is often blurred. Over the years, audiences have witnessed an array of cringeworthy, shocking, and outright uncomfortable episodes that remain etched in the annals of television history. Two such incidents involving Andy Dick with Ivanka Trump and the banter between Cher and David Letterman serve as striking examples. The first incident occurred in 2007 on Jimmy Kimmel Live, a platform renowned for its lighthearted banter and celebrity interaction. That evening, as Andy Dick and Ivanka Trump would share the stage, what was supposed to be a casual chat took a turn for the unexpected. As the conversation flowed, Dick, perhaps attempting to be humorous or provocative, suddenly began touching Ivanka's leg. Ivanka's expressions, shifting from surprise to discomfort, mirrored the audience's sentiments. She tried to keep the situation under control by pushing his hands away, but the atmosphere had undeniably changed. Jimmy Kimmel, sensing the gravity of the moment, intervened by cautioning Dick, even mentioning how Ivanka's father, Donald Trump, might react.
Donald Trump will kill both of us.
The incident culminated with Dick being physically removed from the set, leaving a shadow over what was meant to be an entertaining segment. The ordeal was a reminder that even in the name of comedy, there are still boundaries to one's behavior. In another era of late-night TV, a different sort of tension would manifest between the iconic Cher and the sharp-witted David Letterman. When Cher graced The Late Show in 1986, she was already a superstar, and Letterman had been trying to get her on his show for 4 long years. Their conversation began routine, with Letterman making small talk and complimenting her perfume, but as the chat would make progress, her reservations about appearing on the show became quite clear. Upon Letterman's probing, Cher candidly revealed that she had always perceived him as an asshole. The audience's mixed reactions, gasps, applause, and even some boos would punctuate the electric charge in the studio.
I was
an ass.
While the duo continued their conversation with both sharp barbs and playful gestures, that honest revelation from Cher became the standout moment of the interview. It's worth noting that while these incidents might have been uncomfortable for those involved, they also serve as unscripted reflections of genuine emotion and reaction. Andy Dick's actions, irrespective of his intentions, reminded viewers and celebrities alike of the importance of personal boundaries, even on a platform meant to entertain. Cher's candidness with Letterman showcased her authenticity, a trait that has endeared her to fans for decades. It was an example of the fact that celebrities, despite their larger-than-life personas, are also human with feelings, perceptions, and personal boundaries. Late-night television, in all of its spontaneity, continues to be a mirror to society, reflecting not only the glamour and achievements of celebrities, but also their vulnerabilities, biases, and real emotions. While uncomfortable moments like these might be fleeting in the grand scheme of things, they serve as reminders of the unpredictability of live television and the authentic interactions it can foster. Whether it's an overstepped boundary or a candid confession, these episodes underscore the fact that beneath the glitz and glamour, stars are bound by emotions, making late-night television a platform of genuine, raw, and sometimes uncomfortable truths. From jokes to serious moments, late-night television, for all of its scripted jesting and rehearsed laughter, occasionally unfolds moments of such gravity that they eclipse the comedic aura, grounding everyone involved in the grim realities of life. 2 such moments, worlds apart in their context but powerful in their impact, occurred on The Dick Cavett Show and Conan O'Brien's wild stunt with a Bugatti. Jerome Rodal, a pioneer in organic farming and an advocate for healthy living, was an inspiration for many who were seeking a holistic lifestyle. His appearance on The Dick Cavett Show in 1971 was anticipated to be an enlightening session on wellness and organic choices. As the show would make progress, he gleefully discussed his robust health and even playfully boasted that he'd live to be 100 given his lifestyle choices. The irony of what followed still sends shivers down the spines of those who witnessed it. As Cavett turned his attention to the next guest, Rodal's head slumped. Initially perceived as a jest or a lighthearted joke, it soon became painfully clear that it was neither. Jerome had passed away right then and there on live television. The episode was never aired, out of respect for the deceased and his family, yet the gravity of that moment resonates even today, underlining the unpredictability of life. On a different spectrum of unexpected moments lies Conan O'Brien's audacious stint during the final days of his hosting on The Tonight Show. Knowing that NBC was going to be shouldering the costs for production during those last episodes, he had devised an elaborate skit that aimed at racking up a hefty price tag, and all in good fun. He showcased a Bugatti Veyron, one of the most expensive cars around the world, adorned with mouse ears, and played the master recording of the Rolling Stones' Satisfaction as its theme music. This wild, playful act was symbolic in many ways. It was a direct jab at the network, an audacious comedy bit, and a reflection of the ending of O'Brien's tenure at The Tonight Show. The stunt, which garnered both laughter and astonishment, underscored O'Brien's unique branding of humor, one that was irreverent, bold, and always unpredictable. These 2 instances, while differing in their emotional undertones, encapsulated the range of raw and unplanned moments that late-night TV can present. Rodal's tragic ending was a somber reminder that, amidst the banter and laughter, real life can intervene in the most unexpected of ways. It's a great reminder of the fragile nature of existence, an obvious contrast against the backdrop of a show that was meant to entertain and inform. Conan's Bugatti stunt, on the other hand, was a manifestation of pushing the envelope, one last hurrah that would showcase the host's wit, spontaneity, and audacity. Late-night television, with its promises of laughter and lightheartedness, also had moments that jolted viewers, forcing them to grapple with unexpected realities. Whether it's the tragic demise of a guest or a host's daring act of rebellion, these moments stand out not only for their shock value, but for their ability to underscore the essence of life in all of its unpredictability. They remind audiences that behind every laugh track, rehearsed joke, and scripted segment lies a potential for genuine, unscripted moments that can elicit a spectrum of emotions from deep sorrow to giddy astonishment. Unforgettable remarks and influences. Late-night TV has seen its fair share of sensational moments, but occasionally, the ripple effects of these moments transcend the screen, leaving a tangible mark on the world beyond. From causing unforeseen nationwide shortages to unintentionally unearthing illicit plots, late-night hosts with their vast influence and widespread reach have sometimes unknowingly catalyzed real-world events. Two such pivotal moments unfolded due to Johnny Carson's offhanded comments about toilet paper and the sinister blackmail plot faced by David Letterman. In December of 1973, the United States would be grappling with economic challenges, and consumer anxiety was notably obvious. Johnny Carson, the charismatic host of The Tonight Show, had decided to touch upon these concerns in his monologue. Citing a reputed news article, he jokingly mentioned an impending shortage of toilet paper. Given his widespread influence and the already high-strung atmosphere, his remarks did not fall on deaf ears. The very next day, panic would ensue. Shelves were rapidly emptied of toilet paper, and stores struggled to replenish their stock as consumers hoarded it in fear of the perceived scarcity. The frenzy was such that even Carson had to address the unintended chaos on his show, clarifying the jokes and urging people to remain calm. Though the commotion subsided eventually, this incident stood as an indication of the unforeseen power of influential figures in the medium of television. An offhand remark intended purely for laughs inadvertently sent an entire nation into a tizzy, highlighting the profound influence entertainers can wield, sometimes even surpassing authoritative figures. And while Carson's influence led to an inadvertent ripple in consumer behavior, David Letterman had faced a more personal and insidious challenge off the screen. In 2009, the iconic late-night host became embroiled in a high-stakes blackmail plot. An individual, who was later identified as Robert Halderman, a producer for CBS News, had attempted to extort $2 million from Letterman. The plot was both audacious and meticulously planned. Halderman claimed to possess information about Letterman's personal indiscretions and threatened to pen a screenplay exposing the host's life, therefore publicizing his private affairs unless the hefty sum was handed over. However, rather than succumbing to the pressures of blackmail, Letterman made a move that was both courageous and unprecedented. He approached the authorities, cooperated fully with their investigation, and in an act of raw transparency, chose to address the issue head-on during his show. In a gripping monologue, he candidly admitted to the relationships alluded to by Halderman, while also detailing the sinister plot that he was ensnared in. The host's unfiltered honesty, coupled with the audacity of facing his blackmailer head-on in such a public forum, had earned him widespread admiration. Not only did his forthrightness ensure Halderman's arrest, but it also allowed the host to control the narrative that surrounded the incident. Both the toilet paper frenzy and Letterman's blackmail ordeal underscore the multifaceted influence of late-night TV and its hosts. Carson's throwaway joke, highlighted by the capacity of televised remarks to shape real-world events, especially when made by figures of trust and authority. It served as a cautionary tale about the responsibility that accompanies such platforms. And on the other hand, Letterman's ordeal had brought to light the vulnerabilities of even the most powerful personalities, revealing the personal challenges that they often grapple with away from the spotlight. Moreover, his dignified handling of the situation had showcased the power of honesty and resilience in the face of adversity. These episodes, varied in their nature, collectively shed light on the profound interplay between the world of entertainment and the realities of everyday life. Late-night television, while a great source of nightly amusement, often intertwines with larger societal narratives, offering insights, lessons, and occasionally unexpected consequences that linger long after the credits roll. Fights and feuds, not just for reality TV. Late-night television, with its comedic monologues, celebrity interviews, and entertaining segments, rarely promises the kind of confrontational drama that's typical of a reality TV show. However, the annals of broadcasting history contain episodes where live shows have morphed into stages for raw and unscripted clashes, blurring the lines between genuine animosity and staged performance. Two such episodes that remain particularly etched in public memory are the confrontation between Jerry Lawler and Andy Kaufman, and the heated exchange between literary giants Norman Mailer and Gore Vidal. The feud between professional wrestler Jerry Lawler and comedian Andy Kaufman remains one of the most iconic and debated incidents in late-night TV history. Kaufman, known for his avant-garde comedy and penchant for blurring reality with fiction, had developed an onstage persona of a wrestling villain. Claiming to be the intergender wrestling champion of the world, Kaufman would challenge women to wrestling matches and then taunt his audience with chauvinistic jibes. It was a shtick, but one that drew real heat from audiences and other wrestlers. Jerry Lawler, a celebrated wrestler from Memphis, Tennessee, had taken issue with Kaufman's antics, leading to a much-publicized in-ring altercation. However, it would be their joint appearance on Late Night with David Letterman that would forever cement their place in broadcast legends. Seated together, the two engaged in a war of words that escalated quite dramatically. Lawler, appearing genuinely agitated by Kaufman's insults, stood up and slapped the comedian, causing him to fall out of his chair. The shock of the live audience was obvious, and the altercation continued with Kaufman hurling expletives at Lawler and storming off the set. The authenticity of this confrontation has been debated for years. Was it a genuine outburst or an elaborate ruse? Both Kaufman and Lawler maintained the authenticity of their animosity, but it was not until much later, well after Kaufman's untimely death, that Lawler would admit the whole feud had been staged, a reminder of Kaufman's commitment to performance art and pushing the boundaries in entertainment. While the feud between the two was an orchestrated spectacle, the animosity between Norman Mailer and Gore Vidal was distressingly real. Both of the authors, known for their commanding intellect and biting wit, had a well-documented beef with each other, stemming from critical jabs they'd taken at each other's work. Their mutual disdain came to a head in 1971 on The Dick Cavett Show. Seated with journalist Janet Flanner, the tension was obvious from the onset. Mailer, evidently irritated, had confronted Vidal about a review where Vidal compared Mailer's writing unfavorably to that of Charles Manson's. The literary feud soon became deeply personal, and their exchange, replete with biting sarcasm, references, and sharp retorts, was a masterclass in intellectual combat. However, the discussion would take a darker turn when Mailer, in a fit of anger, headbutted Vidal in the green room prior to the show. Their on-air appearance thus was charged with this off-camera violence. The culmination of the debate saw Cavett, not one to be outdone, delivering a witty quip that left Mailer flustered, further igniting the fiery dynamic of the trio. In both of these episodes, the audience would witness the confluence of entertainment with genuine human emotion, be it orchestrated or authentic. The Kaufman-Lawler incident showcased the lengths that artists would go to for the sake of performance, challenging the audience's perceptions of reality, and raised profound questions about the nature of entertainment, the complicity of the audience, and the blurred boundaries of performance art. Conversely, the Mailer-Vidal altercation would offer a window into the world of intellectual and personal rivalries, two towering figures of literature with egos and intellects to match, clashing in a way that highlighted the deeply human susceptibilities even great minds will possess. Their confrontation was a raw, unfiltered exploration of bruised egos, professional jealousy, and the combustible mixture of strong personalities in close quarters. These incidents, though vastly different in context and execution, underline the unpredictable nature of live television. Late-night TV, often dismissed as mere lighthearted entertainment, can sometimes serve as an arena where real emotions, egos, and artistic visions will collide, offering audiences a front-row seat to the unpredictable drama of human interaction.